All right, this is what it looks like in the morning. It's dark. So it's about 15 after 11. I usually roll in here between 11 and 11:30. My coffee down. First thing I do, go into the back room, and I'm like, Mr. Rogers, I changed my shoes. These are just comfortable shoes, and I spent yesterday 13 hours on my feet, so it's a good thing to have. Turn on the house lights. I don't know, we had a lot of people in last night, so usually I just kind of walk around and see. I try to keep things tidy as we go, but we did have a little party in, so look at the floors like this. I vacuum. We had a few problems with machines. Brake shot the upper flipper. I had fixed it, and then it stopped working again. I fixed that again. Flash blew a fuse. I fixed that. The only thing that was left last night when I left was this flipper on hard body was sticking. So we'll look at that. We'll see if we can figure that out. It wasn't bad, but let's look at the front. Got to restock stuff if we need to restock stuff. Out of that, I think. Need some more of those. Yeah, it's not too bad. Most important thing, get our coffee going. All right, let's vacuum. Can't forget to vacuum the AstroTurf. So I mechanically turn off all of the solid state machines at night, and then we let the breakers turn off the old electromechanicals. When we first opened, we were just leaving all the machines on, and we turned them on and off by the breaker, but we found we had a lot of the solid state machines would have sort of problems. So we ended up deciding we'll turn all of the solid state machines off one by one, and it's kind of nice because at night and in the morning you can go through and you can kind of give each machine a visual look just to see if anything's going wrong with them. Okay, let's see if we can figure out hard body. I got these mats to put the glass on because I don't trust putting tempered glass onto cement. So This actually seems a little beat up over here. I'd like to swap this out. Okay, it took a little fiddling, but it's working fine now. So at the end of the day, what I did was I replaced the coil sleeve. This is the little armature. I actually have a video on this. So this goes into the coil, and this attaches to the flipper, and you get this sort of movement going on. And sometimes this can get a little rounded, sometimes this is a little mangled, sometimes this is there's a little bit of mushrooming here. This actually looks fine to me, but what I'm going to do is I can take a little bit of a file and I can just smooth this all out, and then I can put this on my grinder and just make this nice angle. Get rid of that little lip of a mushroom there, and these parts will probably be fine to put back into another machine. Let's clean this mess up. We'll do a few little odds and ends that I didn't get a chance to do. I got to turn these screens on and stuff, which I haven't done yet. Let's put this back together, and then we'll continue opening. I'll let you in on the big secret of running a business. So you put a certain amount of money in the till every morning. And at the end of the night, hopefully there's more money in there. So here's a bit of fun. This big monitor appears to have died. I can't turn it on. If I unplug it and plug it back in, the light goes on, but it doesn't do anything. All right, we'll hang it back on the wall and just have to deal with it later. So I also have some smart switches in here. They turn on some other stuff when we're open. They turn on the back sign, and then they turn on this little open sign here. So we go over and we tell Google what we're doing. Hey Google, we're open.
Sorry, it looks like 5 isn't available right now. You best make my money, biatch.
Alright, which one is 5? I think 5 is this one, that one. Sometimes she's stupid. So we'll just turn this into a nice seating area for now, and it looks like I'm buying a new screen. All right, let's turn the lights off. That's all I'm doing for right now, I think. Guess we need to add some credits. We haven't done that yet. This doesn't have a free play, so I've wired the credit to this. So we add some there. Come over here, we do the same thing. That just gets people going. That's not a very romantic part of the job, but we're gonna check the washrooms. Paper towels, there's stuff, okay. Guess I gotta change that garbage. Okay. Everything looks okay in here. So the 65-inch screen that died this morning, I'm looking to see if I can find a used one, and there's no used one 65-inch. I went to go look to see how much they are. They're about $500 for a 65-inch, plus tax. I don't want to pay that right now. I have a heat pump and a bunch of other stuff to spend money on. Then it dawned on me, At the old location, we had those 4 monitors in the center of the room. So I'm using one of those 50-inch screens for my music computer, but I've got 3 more in the back. Why don't I just use one of those? So let's pull one out and we'll swap it out. So the one thing I have to do from time to time is I have to go through all the pinball machines to see if people have abandoned games and then just reset the games. So I actually have nobody in the store now, so I'm going to do that real quick. People ask me how we keep track of what's going on here. So we have this guy, and we set it to the time that their session expires. We stamp their hands, and then I stamp here. So it's 2:20 right now. So I stamp here of the people that have come in. I make a little note like it's a family, it's a mom and dad, whatever. And then here's the amount of people in that group. Here's the amount of people total that are in. So we've got about 30 people in right now. And then this is the
This is the total in, and this is about the approximate amount of people in the arcade at any given time. So if I have 10 people leave, right now I have a little note here that's 30. If I have 10 people leave, then I'll put down on this column that there's 20 left. That's basically how we do it.
Yeah, it's a little after 3. We're on our second page. Let's go have a look and see what's going on. I'm not going to reset these now. I'm just going to take a look. That one needs to be reset. This one, the flipper was acting weird. The hold on the flipper wasn't working. I gave it a little jiggle. I'll have to fix that a little bit later when it clears up. We actually have a birthday party in, and they decided to all go have pizza outside. And over there too. Alright, it's a little bit after 4. We had a little changing of the guards. Old party is left, new party is here. I've lost track of how many people are here, so I'm going to do a quick count just to be sure, and then I'll go back through and we'll reset machines because I see we have a few. I counted about 30 people. So we'll just mark that down just because that's pretty close. 30. I can't serve it to the public yet, but I'm drinking it like it goes out of style. It's the only thing that keeps me upright. All right, it's what time is it now? It's getting to be 5:15. So we're up until 7 tonight, Sundays in the summer. We're kind of winding down. We have one party here still. They're leaving in about 45 minutes or so. Yeah. And then we got a handful of other people. Let's do a walkthrough real quick and kind of look at stuff. I'll come back and restart machines, but let's kind of check for problems.